Afternoon, fellow 50p collectors. Coin Snatcher here, and this is the second part of the 50p video. So in the first video we had a look through all the UK 50p's, and in this video we're going to have a look through the Isle of Man, Jersey, Guernsey, Gibraltar and all the other territories 50p's that are in the collection. So we'll start off with the red trays, the same as we did with the UK coins. And these are all coins that are circulating coins. So we'll start off with this, and this is Jersey, and this is starting again in 1997, the same as the other coins. And this is the Wick of Jersey 50p. So we have 1997, 1998, 2005, 2006, 2009, 2012, 2014 and 2016, and to the best of my knowledge that's a complete run from 1997 up to the present day. Underneath that we have a run of coins which are Guernsey 50p's. They show the freesia flower on them. We have 1997, 2003, 2006, which is one of the rarer ones. You only get that one in this set, hence it's in nicer condition, and 2008 and 2012, and I believe that brings the run up to date for Guernsey as well. So that's the first tray of coins. If we have a look at the second tray of coins, so this time we go over to Gibraltar, and again we start back in 1997, and this is the Dolphin 50p, the Ring of Dolphins, and these coins are struck by the Popjoy mints, so they have the little die marks on them as well, but these ones, the Gibraltar Dolphins, are all AA die mark. So 1997, 1998 I'm missing, that was a set only coin, and we go through the various years. We need 2001 as well, that was only in the sets, and we keep going with the Gibraltar Dolphins. We've got the second row, and so it goes on, and then we come up to this coin here, which is the Battle of Trafalgar 50p. So this was released way back in 2004, and then in 2005 they switched the design to the Capture of Gibraltar design, and this design ran for quite a few years. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have Our Lady of Europe, which sort of sits in the middle of them, and we go back again and the date run continues. We've got all the different years, so for example that one is 2012, and we go on and so forth until we get to 2014, and they started a different series with the Barbary ape or the Gibraltarian monkey, depending on what way you want to say it. That ran for a couple of years. You had 14, 15, 16. Then you had the anniversary of the referendum 50p, and there's two of these because there's two different die marks available on these coins. And then we're on to Calpe House, Norfolk Square. We're on to the Skywalk 50p and the Olympic 50p. On the very last line then we have the 2020 pandemic error coin, and we have the normal pandemic coin. The error on the pandemic coin is that they spelt commemorate, E-M-E-R-A-T-E, on the first batch that was released. So there's plenty of these about. It's just a case of having a look and finding one of them. As soon as they realised the mistake, they changed the design and spelt the word commemorate properly on it. Then we have the Catherine and William wedding anniversary 50p, and then we have 95 glorious years of Her Majesty the Queen, and that brings us up to an end for the Gibraltar 50p run. So the next run then we have to have a look at is the Gibraltar Christmas 50p run. So this is a reasonably expensive run of coins to do, and I've sort of started on it, but then with Isle of Man coins I'd pretty much stopped. So at the minute, if we have a little look, we can see it starts off with the 2008 Christmas 50p, and of course these do go back to 1997 and before in the larger format. We've got the 2014 Christmas bow. We got the 2015. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that, just getting offered a sausage and egg sandwich by my housemate. And then if we have a look at the next one we've got, which is the Christmas tree one. Nice coin this. This is 2016. And following on from that, we have the Santa Claus 50p from 2017. And then we go on to the next one, which is Santa Claus again. And this is 2018. And then for 2018 there was a couple of different die marks to collect as well, so we got the same coin there. And then the next line of coins starts off with the Father Christmas 50p, so that's 2019. Oh, he says throwing it away. And again, different die mark. Oh, twice now, they're slippy old things these. Different die mark on this coin as well. And then we're into the next year, which is 2020. Geez, I can't hold on to these coins today. And then we have the 2021 coin. And that brings me up to date on, not up to date, but it's what I have in the Gibraltar Christmas 50p date run. Plenty of capsules there, so plenty of coins still to go. So if we pop that one to the side, we'll get the next tray out, and the next tray is where things start to get interesting, because this is the Isle of Man tray. So it doesn't start in 1997, this tray starts in 2000, and it starts off with the Christianity and Man 50p. So this is a really nice design of 50p. It's well worth having in your collection. They really do look nice. And because this was the year 2000, there was a little Popjoy mint mark on this, and there's two versions of that mint mark that are available, so I've got a space for the second one when I get it. And then we got the 2001, 2002 and the 2003. It was quite a short series, they only did it for 4 years. And then we went on to what was one of the bigger series of coins, which is the Milner's Tower coin. So if we have a little look at the back of this, this is the 2004 one. It's probably one of the more expensive ones in the date run. It was only available in this set, so it costs a bit more than the other ones. And then we work our way through the years. We've literally got, I think, about 3 rows of these Milner Tower 50p's. Some of them are harder to get than others, but overall they're all pretty much available. It just depends if you want to spend the money or not on them. We get up to this coin here, which is 2012, and this is the Diamond Jubilee coin, and this one has an AA die mark on it, but it is also available without the die mark, so we got a space for that. That's one to get. And we continue on with the Milner's Tower. Come down to the next line, you can see all the little die marks on here, so there are different die marks to collect as well, but I haven't really gone into that. Or have I? I think actually I have. I think I've got all the different die marks on those coins as well. We go through, we get every year of the Milner's Tower, and we come down to the very last row in the tray. In fact, I think if I just zoom in, you can see that some of these are BC, AD. There's a huge amount for 2014, so I correct myself. I do have all the different die marks for the Milner Tower series. And then we go on with the regular ones, and we get down to this coin, which is a stunning looking design. This is the Isle of Man Lockton ram, four-horned ram, very horny ram, and this is 2017. And then we have the House of Keys, which is the final coin in this tray set. That celebrates 150 years of the House of Keys. So if we pop this tray to the side and we have a look at the next tray, which is a continuation, then this tray starts off with a 7 coin set which celebrated the platinum wedding of Her Majesty and Philip. And there's 7 different designs to collect in that. Again, these coins were put into circulation, I believe, or you could buy bank versions as well. And we got all the 7 of them. And then that brings us back to the Lockton Ram again, which you could consider the definitive coin, and that's the 2018 one. Next one we have then is 1914 to 1918, the World War I commemoration coin. back to the locked-in RAM for 2019, and then on to the cricket set of 50p's, which was a 5-coin set, which again I believe they circulated these coins, or you could also buy the bank pack as well. And then back to the locked-in RAM again. That one should be 2020. It is. Really, really nice design. Look at that. I think that's one of my favourite designs on a 50p. And we got 2021 there. And then the final set of coins we have celebrates all the different portraits of Her Majesty the Queen. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 6-coin set. This one did come in a presentation. It was like a picture frame, but it was really cheap and nasty. Came from the Westminster collection, surprisingly enough. So we got rid of the picture frame, encapsulated these 50p's and popped them in the tray. So that's an end to that tray. And if we go on to the next tray, then we get into the sort of hardcore 50p's, as I would call them, and this is the Isle of Man tray. So we start off way back in 1970. These are the large size 50p's, and in fact I say 1970, it's 71. So you have a normal 71, and then you have a proof version, and then you have 72, 73, 74, and these are the key coins in this collection. Just to give you an example of the money that you would need to spend if you want to buy these coins, a 1972 coin sold this morning on eBay for £411, and not forgetting the £2 postage, so £413 roughly if you want to put one of those in your collection. As you can see, I haven't done yet. I don't know if I will either. But we go on. We've got 1975. We're looking to get the 1975 silver coin. And then we've got 1976. We've got a 1976 error coin, which is underweight and has had some sort of mint damage to it. 1977 silver proof coin. We go through the different years. 1978 proof coin there is missing from the collection, and the 1978 silver coin. And then we're up to, I believe this is where the 1979 coins start. Yep. So the 1979 coins, there's a huge range of these coins. I won't go into them in this video, but this one has the little privy mark on it. So does this one. A lot of these coins are edge inscribed as well. There's the silver version to get of that. We go through. There's the 1979 AC die mark one, which is the one that they sold at the New York exhibition. So one of the rarer ones. We work our way through. We've got 1979. Where you see F, that refers to the die marks. So some of them are AC, some of them are AB, some of them are D, E, F. So there's a huge collection to get in this series of coins. It's probably one of the most difficult series of coins to collect when it comes to 50p's, simply because it has such a vast number involved, and tracking them down is pretty difficult. We'll see this one is a 1980 AC die mark, and this is Odin, so this represents Odin's Voyage. And if we have a little look on this, there's script around this little Manx sort of marking on it, and Odin's visit. We go on, you can see there AA, Odin and Cuse. All that means is that the script that is around the edge of the coin is upside down. That's another whole field of collecting when it comes to the Isle of Man 50p's as well. So again, AB die mark, AC die mark, both with the right and upside down. And then we go on to what is a slightly different design of Viking ship. We work our way through there. That one, for example, is a DD die mark, so that's a diamond proof finish coin, one of the rarer ones. 2 die marks available, so the same coin, but the die mark on it is slightly different on the second one. And then we have a 1980 silver version with no die mark as well. So a few spaces in that tray still to go. None of these coins are cheap, so it's not going to be a quick mission to get the tray filled up. But we continue on with the Viking set of coins, and we go up to 1981, and we can see again various different die marks, different types of metal, silver there, and we go on. and we go through. The 1982 baby crib has a privy market, celebrated the birth of Prince William. Had a little I think it's a little baby basket just to the right hand side of the boat. That's one of the more expensive ones. Again, you had the proof version of that with the baby crib. You had the silver version with the baby crib as well, and then we went on to the 1983 coins. So again, AA and two die marks available on that coin. We go through, and you can see I'm quite missing quite a lot of these. Like I say, they are quite pricey to get, so I'm not going to try and rush it and just burn out the debit card, buying a whole load of coins. Better to take my time. Quite enjoy doing it at times. Other times it's a bit head dementing, looking at all the different die marks, etc. So we take it nice and slow, but we will get there eventually. And of course there's other 50p's to collect, so we can't just keep buying the Isle of Man 50p's. But we're up to 1984, and with a lot of these coins there's so many different versions available, and some of them you can only get in the sets. You know, some of them just are simply very difficult to come across, so it's a case of hunting eBay in the second-hand market and just trying to find these coins when they come up. And again, I won't pay silly money for any of the coins, so if they're too expensive, they're too expensive, and that's it. So we're up to 1987 here, and we've got a BB die mark there that we're missing. And then they finally changed from the Vikings 50p to the Ellen Vannon 50p, which celebrated computers and technology and that sort of thing. Really, really nice coin, but again, a lot of these didn't go into circulation. They were available in sets only, so they are slightly pricey to come across, especially the set only years. And again, some of them have two different die marks for the same year, so plenty to collect when it comes to the Ellen Vannon 50p's as well. So the next set we go on to is the Isle of Man TT 50p coins, and this tray starts off with the large coins, and I believe this starts away back in, I think it's 1981 for these coins. So if I can just pop this out of the tray, we'll have a little look at the back of it. Yeah, 1981, and it's the same that applies with the previous coins we've looked at. A lot of these Isle of Man coins have die marks on them, so you can collect the various die marks. This one, for instance, if I pop it back down in the tray, this was actually a coin where they put racing on the bike, but they put an RA in front of it. So I don't know if it's like a striking error or they edged the die wrong, but RA racing instead of the normal racing. So you've got RA racing to collect, and then if we have a look on the next set of coins, they took the RA off and it went back to racing. And there's a good example again of the die marks. So this one is an AB die mark. So there's loads to look at with these Isle of Man coins. It makes the UK coin 50p coins look quite simple to collect and relatively inexpensive as well. But we go through the years, you can see the design's the same, but there'll be different die marks on these coins. And then just a single coin there, no different die marks, and then these coins will have a different die mark as well. Popjoy Mint strikes coins with a diamond finish, a proof finish. If you get a silver coin, it may not have a die mark, or it may have a D, E, F. Literally, they used A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They use quite a lot of letters. So we're missing a 1983 AC die mark, and then we've got another 1983 there, and you can see the different die marks that I'm missing in this collection. I believe this brings us up to 1984, sorry, with the David Bodis sidecar 50p. And then we hit what is a relatively, well, it is a large space. We're missing an awful lot of these, so we'll have to go through. Now, they didn't release TT coins every single year, and I should probably go through this tray and actually take out a lot of these capsules and actually get each capsule for each coin that I've needed, but I haven't had time to do that yet, so it is what it is for the minute. But we get down, and we get down to the 1994 Legislature building. So again, that's one of the more expensive ones. That's probably somewhere in the region of £80 to £90 for that coin. So when you take the individual expense of each of these coins to build up the collection, you're talking an awful lot of money. And I have a lot of 50p's, but when it comes to spending that sort of money on each 50p, then there's a limit to the amount of money that one can spend in a month. So the next tray we have then is the more modern release of the 50p's in the TT format, and these are the small size 50p's. So again, when the coin went from 13.5 grams and 30 mil down to 8 grams and 27.3 mil. So we start off, we have a 1997 one. They released the same coin in 1998 and 1999, but I believe these ones might have only been available in sets, so they are slightly more pricey. We've got a couple more there you can see as we go through. And again, all these coins have the little die marks on them, and there's variations on the die marks, so plenty to look out for and collect. That was the 2004 Tourist Trophy 50p, one of the rarer ones, one of the more expensive ones. We've got the 2004 sidecar there as well. So some of the TT designs they repeated, and other years it was a new one. So a good example is 2007, where it's the same coin as 2004, but they just literally changed the date on it. So again, not all these coins were released into circulation, so some of them you have to buy in sets, or some of them you buy in individual packs. And then we're back to 2009, and I'll just pop him round, 2010, and again you can see there the same design, but there'd be a difference. That one has the die mark on it, so you can see the AA die mark, whereas this one is missing the AA die mark, and it tends to be the AA die mark ones that are the more expensive ones to collect. So we'll see there was a no die mark version for 2011, and then we're on to 2012, which is the mark Cavendish. So it's a cycling 50p, it's not really a motorbike 50p in that sense, but it fits into the collection. It's got two wheels and it's got a bloke sitting on it, so we'll leave that as it is. You'll see here there's the 2012 no die mark Cavendish, so just have a quick look. You can see the die mark there on the left hand side, the AA, and obviously then there's a version that doesn't have the AA on it. Then we're on to Dave Knight, which is the Enduro motorcycle 50p, and again not technically a TT 50p, because Enduro is more of a trials type motorbike event, whereas the TT is flat out street racing. For any people who don't live in the UK, if you do a little search on YouTube, you should see some of the videos out there for the TT races. They're amazing, and these guys, they show the ultimate skill and control of a bike when it comes to doing the enduro trials tests as well. It's something to behold. And again, that version of coin is available with no die mark. So we go on to the next one there. It's quite a plain one, and then we're missing the 2014 with no die. And then we're into 2015. So this coin you'll see has the AA die mark on it. I'll just point it out, it just sits about there. And if we go on to the next row, then we have a different die mark, which is a B, so you can just see that again. And if we go on to the next coin, you'll see that this coin doesn't have a die mark at all. So three different versions of the 2015 coin available. Quite fortunate to have the no die one. Then we're on to 2016, and you'll see the little die mark here, which is AA, and there is a version that doesn't have a die mark, but as yet I haven't been able to come across that. And that's where the TT races stop. They didn't make any more after 1996, so effectively those capsules probably won't be needed. But that's one more tray done. And then if we have a look at what is the final tray of 50p's. Now in the previous tray we looked at the 1997 50p. So again, this was the year where they changed from the large size to the small size of 50p, and as a result of that they struck a huge number of the 1997 coins. I estimate probably somewhere in the region of 250,000, which doesn't sound like much, but considering the volume of people that live in the Isle of Man, it's a huge amount of coins for them to produce. And the difference with these coins is that you can see there just above the 50p there's a line and there's two little A's, and when you go through each of these coins the little A's are different. So you can see, for instance, that one there's quite a large space between the A's. The next one, the A's are closer together. Now it was thought that there was around 31 different varieties of this coin, but to date I've managed to fill a full tray, which is 35, and I have another 3 over in the shelf as well. So to date I have 38 varieties of this coin. Now if you want to go blind very quickly looking at 50p's, then have a look at these 50p's and start collecting them. There's loads of them about. They're pretty inexpensive. You can pick them up for a couple of quid, 2 to 3 quid each. Just don't get sort of suckered into paying silly money for them, because there's an awful lot of them, but it's great fun. I've had great fun going through and looking with the magnifying glass and comparing and working out which ones I have and which ones are still needed. So yeah, 38 of those. There's 31 that are generally known to exist and are in a book, which is a really useful source of information for when it comes to the Isle of Man coins. If you are ever going to collect them, don't go into it blind. Make sure you get a couple of books, do your research, and check all the eBay sold listings so you don't pay silly money for any of the coins. So that's all the red trays that are full of the 50p's. We're now going to have a look at the other territory coins, which tend to come in the packaging. So bear with me while I haul myself off the bed, and we'll get round to cabinet 3 and have a look at those. Okay, so we're up in the top shelf of cabinet 3, and as I say, these are all the territories coins. A lot of these will be coloured coins as well. Just in the back of that, you can just see the blue folder sticking up, and that is a set of 6 coloured fish 50p coins in a nice folder. In front of that, we have the Platinum Jubilee coin sets. I think Isle of Man, Jersey and Guernsey, possibly 3 different sets there. And then we have the Tokyo Olympics 50p's. They released 3,750 of each coin, but only 750 coins had the colouring, so a slightly rarer set to get. We got a silver proof pantomime Christmas 50p set. We've got the Primates set, which is a 4 coin set with monkeys on it in colour. We've got the British Indian Ocean Territory 50p set, which is all turtles. And then we have the other 3 Tokyo Olympic 50p's, which make up that 5 coin set. On the next row, we have Her Majesty's Coronation. That's a 5 set of coins. And beside that, we have a reasonably rare Concorde 3 coin set. And then in front of that, we have the Queen's 95th birthday, which is a 4 coin set. Really, really nice coins. I do like the Royal Arms and the coat of arms design on these coins. In at the back here, we have a silver proof set, Jersey and Guernsey 50th anniversary. So again, these are copies of the original 1969 coins in the smaller size. And then in front of that, we have the original 1969 coins in the larger format. Down at the front of that, we have the VE Day, Victory in Europe, the 50p coin set, and there's 7 coins in that collection. And then at the back, we have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, so 2 different years. I think each set has 5-6 coins in it, maybe. Below that, we have a Peter Pan set, which is just slightly covered there if I pop out the angel wings. So Peter Pan set number 1 and Peter Pan set number 2. This is the angel wings 50p, which is a really nice 50p. And then it's all fallen. And then we have the Florence Nightingale 50p. So let me just pick up those 2 that fell over. These are the Guess How Much I Love You 2021 50p's. And one of them is colour and one of them is non-colour. And then on the next shelf we have the D-Day Landings 50p, the VE Day 50p, the penny black 50p, which has a special finish on it. It's a really nice coin. And then the Bodie McBoatface coins, so they released one each over 2 different years. And then the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, so that's a coin that appears in the red tray for Gibraltar, but this is the colorized version of it, so that's in the packaging. And then if we go on to the front, we have the Tall Ships series of coins. And the Tall Ships series of coins, there's 10 coins in total, and these are all the bank coins. So you have Terror, Resolution, Scotia, Cuddy Sark, Discovery, Moltke, Fram, and the most recent one that was released, which was Endurance. One more to come, and that will make a full set of 10. And then down here we have the original, the reproduction of the original 1969 Jersey and Guernsey 50p's, but in the smaller format. We got the Isle of Man House of Keys 50p coin, which was sold as a proof coin but wasn't a proof coin, so they had to take it back and send out a letter of error as such to say that sort of missold it. So we got one there, and we got one over this side as well. And you'll see that one is 808 and that one is 818. So the next one I'm looking for is 828, 838, 848. Then we got the 1985 Bailiwick of Jersey 50p in the large format. That's just sort of sitting there a bit randomly by itself. And behind that we have a imposter in the 50p collection, which is the 2016 William Shakespeare coin, which has the edge inscription error, has the World War I £2 coin inscription on it instead of the correct one. And then in front of that we have the silver proof D-Day landing 50p. We have the Bodie McBoatface silver proof 50p. You have to forgive the dustiness of these. I should have really dusted them before videoing. And then we have a really nice Gibraltar 50p, which is the coat of arms. And we got 75 years of liberation Jersey and Guernsey 50p's. On the next shelf we go down, we've got the Isle of Man House of Keys. We've got the Penguins 50p, that's the Error Rock Hopper Penguin 50p in the front of that. Another set of Penguin 50p coins, all coloured, really, really nice and low mintage as well. Another set of the Penguins 50p's, and the final set of the Penguin 50p's. And then in front of that we have the brilliant uncirculated versions as well, so 2 sets of those. And then we have a silver proof set of the Penguins 50p's, and we have probably the rarest 50p set in the collection. They only issued 60 of these, and these are the Tropical Fish collection. Checkerboard wrasse, powder blue tang. There's another 3 at the front there as well, but super rare. These ones have a privy mark on them, and only 60 sets issued. Fantastic stuff. Then we have the regular set of fish 50p's. They call them sea creatures 50p's, but they're all fish. And these are the same as the 6 coin set, except these ones don't have a privy mark on them. But these ones are all limited to 175. So a really low edition as well for a set of coins. All silver proof as well. Then we have the Concord set of 50p's. And this is quite a rare set. There's only 295 of those sets issued, and 2 of the silver proof coins you could only get in the set, so makes it even rarer really. And then the next set of coins that we're on to is probably my favorite set of coins in the collection, and this set of coins is the Tall Ships series of coins, but this is the silver proof version. So Resolution, Scotia, Cuddy Sark, Terror, Erebus, Discovery, Moltke, Fram, and Endurance, and there's space there for number 10 to go in. So that is it. That is all the Territories 50p's in the collection. Hope you enjoyed that video. Leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the old subscribe button and hit the like button. That's it for now. Join me for part 3, where we'll have a look at the last 3 shelves in the collection, which are 10p's, Titanic bits and pieces, and a shelf of random bits and pieces. That's it for now. Peace and love. Coin Snatcher out.